Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. The final details are out at this point. We know it's going to release on January 23rd, 2020 for PS4 and February 25th, 2020 for Xbox. Hey, I'm Phoenix, and we're going to talk about all of the details that we know for Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. Now, to start off, we are getting a free DLC that is going to be coming, I believe, on the day the DLC drops. And it's going to be free for anybody who already owns the base game, and it's going to include a couple of things that I think a lot of people are going to like. I know I'm pretty excited that we're just going to get them for free, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think pretty much everybody that likes the game is going to probably buy the DLC anyway, and anybody that doesn't want to buy the DLC probably wouldn't find this a good excuse to pick up the game regardless. So in the free DLC, we're getting a couple of things. The big one is going to be a main story update. Now, we don't know the exact details on what this main story update is going to be, but I guarantee you that many people are going to find this fairly controversial. I had a couple of conversations with some different friends about the fact that we're getting a main story update, and the general consensus is that we're a little bit worried that if the story was incomplete on delivery, are we getting a free update to complete the story, and why wasn't it in the full original release? It kind of seems a little shady, but it's whatever. It is what it is. It's gonna be a main story update, and hopefully it will be worth the wait. I'm not sure. I also just don't know how we're gonna access the main story update. Are we going to be required to play through the game a whole nother time? I don't mind playing through Kingdom Hearts 3 again, especially with all the different updates and details and extra stuff that we can get, and the potential extra difficulty modes that we can probably have, even in just the base game. In addition to this, we know that we're getting new abilities added. Now, this is also really interesting. The ability system in Kingdom Hearts has always been something that was really well received, and mainly how the abilities function in Kingdom Hearts 2. The way that you could turn on and off abilities in 1 and 2 and 3 are really great, but a lot of people felt that there were some more interesting abilities that were in, for instance, Kingdom Hearts 2 that just didn't quite make it to Kingdom Hearts 3, and that we feel that had those abilities been added, or if we get those abilities in this update, that we'll be able to unlock much better interesting Keyblade combos, and we might have a bigger reason to rely on the Keyblade combo rather than just forcing our way to different magic. We do also know that we're getting an Oathkeeper and an Oblivion Keyblade. The really cool thing about this is, of course, with every different Keyblade comes a different transformation. We did see the light form and dark form respectively in the various trailers of Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind when they did drop, but we don't know many details on how those forms function or what their relevance to the story even is. We do know that there are in-game requirements in order to get these Keyblades, so they're not just going to be something that appear in your inventory that you can get when you boot up the game for the first time. You are going to have to probably do something to achieve and earn these Keyblades. We just don't really know what those things are going to be. The last thing is some extra sharing features. Extra sharing features are always nice. It's cool to help people generate their own content and push it out there. So cool, great. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Now for the money, the stuff that we're going to pay for to get. We know that we're getting an additional story called ReMind. I assume this is just going to be a basic extra scenario that we're going to get to play through that's going to give us some more details and information about some story related things. I believe some of the speculation is that it's going to be Shion related and how she actually came back and came to be. There's some different debates on exactly what's going on, and Nomura did hint that in ReMind we will be touching a little bit on that. Next up is going to be the Limit Cut episode with the 13 boss battles. Based on what we're seeing, it looks like that the 13 boss battles are going to be the 13 darknesses that are going to, I assume, be in like super boss versions. With this being right next to the Limit Cut episode explanation on the website, I'm pretty certain that whatever Limit Cut episode is, it's going to be something related to each organization member and discovering things related to the organization. After that, we have the secret episode and boss battle. Now, this is the one that I'm going to throw a slight little theory out here, a little theory curveball, so catch it if you want or toss it away if you don't care. Considering that the secret ending of the game was all about Yozora and it was literally labeled Yozora, and this is called the secret episode and boss battle, I'm going to put my speculation out here that we're going to be seeing more of Yozora. We did see in the trailer that we are going to be walking up to Yozora, and I believe that either Yozora is going to be a boss fight or it's going to be something very closely related to Yozora. I think making Yozora a final boss fight for this DLC is very, very Nomura of them, and it's something that I totally would expect of them. I think it's great. It'd be ominous, it'd be fun and freaky, and I think everybody would really love it. I think it would make for an outstanding, fun little boss fight similar to the Lingering Will. In the previous Kingdom Hearts games, whenever we got a super secret boss fight, it was usually something related to something that has yet to come, something that is in the future, or whenever they retroactively change something, they add a little reference to what has already been shown in the future of that game. For instance, there is Xemnas inside of Kingdom Hearts 1. That's a pretty interesting, cool little nod to Kingdom Hearts 2, and I think that adding Ysor in here is a nice, fun little detail that will hopefully take us into whatever big game we're getting after this. After that, we do have a data greeting feature, which is what it's been called, and most people are just kind of referring to this as the photo mode. Now, this is going to be a bigger, better version of the camera mode. You're going to be able to access it from the main menu, and you're going to basically be able to build any scene you can kind of imagine. You can put in new props, new pieces, new people, things that really just wouldn't make sense together. This is going to be insane for like memes and huge content creation. I can't imagine what in the world is going to come from this. It's going to be really wild. The memes are going to flow with data greeting feature. We're also getting like a cute little slideshow feature. You're just going to be able to put all your photos in a big thing, play some music, and do a cute little slideshow through it. Nothing big there. Last up for the paid DLC for the base ReMind DLC is going to be the premium menu, and these are two different functions. So you have Fast Pass, which is going to be able to make the game easier. You can basically one-shot stuff. You can build up a ton of grand magic, like 7 different situation commands at the same time. It sounds insane, and I feel like the game's already super easy. I'm not sure what this is gonna do for us. Now, the one thing I am curious about is if you can use it in tandem with Black Code, which is the second part of the premium menu. Now, Black Code is player-imposed restrictions, essentially, where you can make the game more difficult and you can customize and implement new difficulty settings. So it's anywhere from just making it so Sora has less health and less mana, all the way to making it so you can't use certain abilities and spells, as well as even making some interesting custom things, such as Sora's health and mana slowly, gradually degrading as a fight goes on. Now, if you can put these two things together, so you can make it so things die a lot faster, you can make it so you have more damage naturally, but then you can also give insane restrictions, like the fact that you pretty much die in 2 hits, or different interesting ability restrictions, or even giving yourself new abilities. If you can put these two things together at the same time and build a like full-on difficulty mode, I absolutely see this being a huge turning point for a lot of the issues that people, including myself, had about Kingdom Hearts being way too easy and the difficulty modes not being true, genuine, interesting difficulty scaling, rather just being inflated difficulty through big numbers and dealing chip peanut damage. I don't want to feel like me hitting something with a Keyblade is the same thing as me throwing a peanut at an elephant. It's not going to do anything, and I'm just going to feel bad at the end of the day. I'm really hoping all of these things put together are going to be outstanding. Honestly, if it does go well, I definitely think that this game, these features about this game, could make people almost hail it similar to Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, I don't think it's going to be as good as Kingdom Hearts 2. There's a lot of fundamental issues with gravity, with the way that blocks and dodging works, and some of the programming of different bosses. Some things you just can't quite fix without a huge, gigantic patch. But I think this is a massive step in the right direction to making this an extremely playable, enjoyable experience that will last for years and years to come. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind, the paid DLC, will be $29.99. Now, you can also opt in to buy it plus a concert video, including a bunch of musical tracks, which is $39.99. If that's what you're interested in and that's what you want, you can pay the extra money for it. If you just want the big gameplay fun stuff, it's only $29.99. Those are all the real details we know about the final release of Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. I think the price is pretty fair considering the sheer amount of content we're getting. There's also some fun free DLC that's also coming out at the same time. But I want to know what you guys are looking forward to the most in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind. Leave a comment down below. And if you haven't seen the latest trailer, I have a video covering that as well. Feel free to click right here. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.